Okay, we're going to have a look at these questions you're trying to do. Number from the area of a triangle. Okay, number 1, area. Remember, it's a half AB sine C. So it's a half the two sides times sine the angle between them. So you just put that into your calculator as it is. So it's 0.5 times 11 times 3 times sine 57 to give you an answer of 13.8 centimetres squared. Wasn't too bad. Number 2, exactly the same. It's a half of the two sides times sine the angle between them. Do you know what I'll actually do at this stage? In case you're wondering, where on earth does the ABC come from? Do you remember A was an angle and that was a small angle? Or a small side. Sorry, a side with a small letter. B, and then B. Capitals were for angles, small letters for sides. If you look at this here wee formula, area is a half AB times sine the angle between them. That's where it comes from. Anyway, back to this one. So 0.5 times 8 times 8 times sine 118 gives you an answer of 28.3 centimetres squared. On to number 3. I always breathe a sigh of relief whenever I see you're given the two sides and the angle in between them, because there's never too much work to do. So it's a half the two sides times sine the angle between them. So it's times sine 38. So 0.5 times 9.3 times 12.4 times sine 38 gives you an answer of 35.5 centimetres squared. Okay, those 3 were quite good. Number 4. Let's put that might be easier. Number 4. Area equals a half AB sine the angle between them. This time I'm told the answer to the area. So just pop it underneath area. It's a half the two sides times sine the angle between them. So bring your 2 across and multiply. Bring these numbers over. 6 4s are 24, so divide by it. You're left with sine x. So 6.75 times 2 divided by 24 gives you 0.5625 equals sine x. Hopefully you're happy enough to bring the sine over now as an inverse. So just in your calculators, shift sine, last answer, gives you x to be 34.2 degrees. Okay, let's see what the next question 5 is. Right, what have we got going on here? In a triangle ABC, angle ABC is 7. I don't know what all that wee waffle is there. Calculate the area. So I don't know what that x is, so we don't need it. Area equals a half the two sides times sine the angle between them. So 0.5 times 8 times 15 times sine the angle between them gives you 56.4 centimetres squared. Okay, what have we got now? Number 6. So area, it's a half the two sides, so it's 3 times 2 times sine the angle between them. So this 3.88 was not needed. So it's 0.5 times 3 times 2 times sine 100 gives you an area of 2.95 centimetres squared. Number 7 is not of those trick ones. So area is a half, that's these two sides, times sine the angle between them. So you didn't need this 7.49. So in the calculator, 0.5 times 10 times 10 times sine 44 gives you an answer of 34.7 centimetres squared. Okay, number 8. All right, you weren't told this, but you were told what the area was. So area is a half AB sine the angle between them. So you're told this is 12. So it's a half times A times B times sine the angle between them. Now rearrange this to get x. This 2 comes across as a multiply. This comes across as a divide. This whole thing comes across as a divide as well. So you pop it in the bottom line. Equals x. And just putting that through the calculator, I'll show you how I do it here. So it's 12 times 2 equals, divided by, open brackets for the bottom line, 3 times root 2, just move it across out that root, times sine 45, close brackets for the sine, close the brackets for the bottom line. and press equals, and you get x equals 8. Okay, those questions seem to be quite straightforward. Not sure what's going to happen with the last two. Sure, something more awkward. Yep, thought that was coming up. Okay, I don't have two sides and the angle in between them. So, try the sine rule. So take a side and put it over sine the opposite angle. Now I'm going to pick another side. It's going to be this one because it's opposite that angle. So I'll go for AC over sine 49. You want AC on its own. Bring this up and times over sine 64 equals AC. So enter our calculators. 8.7 times sine 49. I always press equals when I do the top line. Divided by sine 64 gives me AC to be 7.3. So my finger is here is 7.3. Oh, jeepers, I'm going to have to draw this out because I'm still not where I want to be. This is 7.3. This is 64. This is 49. This is B, 8.7. So the area, it's a half the two sides times sine this angle in between them. So I need to work this out. 180 minus 64 minus 49. So 180 minus 64 minus 49 gives me 67. So that's my angle. Oops, off the screen there. So it's a half the two sides times sine the angle between them. And let's hope this works out in the calculator. So 0.5 times 7.3 times 8.7 times sine 67 gives you 29.2 centimetres squared. That's quite a good question, actually. Right, question 10. What have we got? Sorry, let's pop this up. Question 10. I'll tell you what, I'll draw out this time so then I can get rid of the phone, as it can be a bit annoying. Right, I know I've got a problem because I don't have the in-between angles, so I'm going to have to try to work that out. If you notice, whenever I'm doing these, I don't look at what I need. I start with what I can work with. So 13.8 over sine 47 equals 8.5 over sine, I'll just call that A. Okay, so bring this up to the other side. I've been here a few times now. And I want sine 47 equals 8.5. You want the sine A on its own. So it's 8.7 times sine 47 divided by 13.8. So sine A equals this. So I'll just show you my calculator work here. 8.7 times sine 47 equals, got the top row, divided by 13.8 equals 0.461. Bring this across and it's inverse. 0.461. I suppose the biggest problem with these questions is thinking you're finished when you've reached the likes of here. But we're not. What have I found? This angle. Okay, I need this one. Remember, it's between the two sides. So how's that one? 180 minus 47 minus 27.5. So 180 minus 47 minus 27.5 gives me 105.5. Finally, area equals a half the two sides times the sine, this angle between them. Another thing that people tend to forget with this one, they quite often forget to write sine in. They go half the two sides and then times the angle in between. So don't mess up your formula by forgetting to put it in as a sine. So 0.5 times 13.8 times 8.5 times sine 105.5 gives me an answer of 56.5 centimetres squared.